we want to say to you, just so you know, the reason why I chose you out, because I saw you earlier talking about this on your platform, that you were like, I don't know what he sees in me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
for
don't
real.
know
I
what
don't
he
know
sees in me, right? So we're going to tell you what we see in you and why you're on this platform. And to start that out, again, I like to tell a little history about myself and him. We've known each other since college. We met in Metropolitan College, three young brothers took a liking to each other and started a business. We went to NYU as well and learned how to build a magazine. And to speed that up, we ran a magazine business for a while, and it was called Renaissance Man Magazine. And the whole premise at the time was that we wanted to highlight young, old, all in between, whatever, in the community that are doing great, impactful things for not just for themselves, but for people, right? Because back then we only focused on if you were an athlete, if you're in music, if you're in movies, really you didn't see much people be celebrated outside of that, which also made a funnel for young black men not really seeing that you could do a lot of things in your life other than just those three things, right? Speeding up time, here we are, digital format of Renaissance Man, and we want to carry on the same thing. So what I liked about you and why I wanted to do this interview with you is because obviously, you're a fitness trainer, right? And I see you take your body seriously, and that's something that I think we can all learn from. So I'm hoping to gather some stuff from you today from that. But also, you have a unique background being in this country, a young man at this time. Wanted to pick your brain on that perspective as well. And I see on your platform, you do talk a lot about things that are going on today. And at the same time, you're in technology and you also cut hair. So I'm like, this guy's a hustler. I got to figure out what is motivating this guy. Am I right, Des?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As Jay D'Angelo mentioned, we like to touch base and build up people who are making impacts in their own little community around them, because that's where it starts. Someone might want to impact the world, but it starts where you're at. It starts in your own home, with your family, with your friends, your own village, your own community. And we see that in you. So we want to share that with the world, because it don't happen enough. It don't happen enough. See somebody doing something positive, see somebody doing something exceptional, the world should know about it.
Exactly. And like you said earlier today, you're not a star, but we're not looking for stars. Yeah, anyone can
Everybody's a
interview a
star.
star, but
Isn't it?
what,
In my own right,
Everybody's a
I'm a
star in
star, right?
here.
In my own right.
Exactly.
no, none of us know what we're gonna be down the road. We just work at it. I thought I was gonna be some things, and now I'm something totally different. But in your journey, first of all, I want to say this: these are three lives, everybody. We're all live hosts. Make sure if you're in my room, you go over to each one of these guys' rooms and click on them and heart meet them as well and connect with them and do the same. And make sure you share out the live. We're about to get into some real good conversation with this young man. And so there might be other people that might benefit from this content today. All right. Is that fair enough? Can you keep the live active? Thank you for the heart me. Can you keep the live active? And then can you also ask questions, because this is your opportunity. I know for a fact from being in this live, there's
Thank you,
definitely
Mia.
some,
Thank you for the love.
there's definitely
Appreciate it.
some people want to know more about Mr. CK3s. And I don't know if you're single, okay? I don't know if you're single. Are you a single man?
We're going to start right there. That's where you're
I'm
starting
just
from.
asking because
We need an overview. We need to know
Hey,
who
hey,
the gentleman is before we get there.
okay,
hey,
we'll get
hey.
there. Because I was gonna take your profile picture of you with the shirt off, but I was like, nah, because
Nah,
that's
we
too
ain't
much
gonna talk about that.
competition in my live. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep your shirt on the whole live, okay? You promise?
We're gonna try. We're gonna try.
Okay. He said he'll promise, Des. Let's get into it. If you don't mind, can I start? Or if I talk too much, Des? You want to start? You want to start?
Yeah, as we mentioned, when you see all the diverse interests, and this can be professional interest or this could be your personal interest, we need you to tell us. But we see some very interesting, someone who's in fitness, someone who's in technology, someone who is doing, I always like to say, when you're in service business, you're doing God's work, because people don't understand. When you're in the service business, working with people, dealing with people every day, you have to have a certain type of personality. You have to have a certain type of thing within you. These are all vast interests. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how does these things come together?
So you want me to talk about all aspects?
Well,
Like, just a,
Correct.
I mean,
Correct. Not long form, just a little
I mean,
summary. How
just a little bit.
because
First, I'm a barber. And I'm a fitness trainer. I'm a gym rat, and I'm a robot operator. And I think that's it. Yeah,
how did you get there?
I'm a
Because
soccer.
you got to think about it. A robot operator, technology wise, and then the barber aspect. Which one came first? Was something a hobby, or both of them professional from the start?
The barber aspect, that was on the back burner. That wasn't something that I really tried to do. The kind of like was like my last resort
Okay.
because I didn't really want to be a barber.
Oh,
I was trying to be a soccer player.
yeah, everybody. But how did you get good at cutting hair? Because I've seen some of your work and it's really nice. It's really good.
I started cutting hair when I was like, I want to say 16, 17.
Ah,
I picked up the clippers. My dad started cutting our hair, me and my brother's hair. And he wasn't doing too good with it either. He was doing the little skin cut as a young man going to school. You ain't trying to look bad. You want to look good. You want to look.
that's right.
So I wasn't really feeling how he was cutting our hair, so I picked up the clipper myself.
Ah, so self-taught. Self-taught.
Yeah, self-taught.
Wow.
For real.
Nice.
so we're gonna get off into some of these things and why you're so actively doing so many things right now. What's the motivation behind that? Can we go back a little further though? Because I have a lot of curiosity. Even though you said that you came here at a young age, at about 10 years old, I believe. Is that correct?
Yep, you got that.
Okay. And I don't know how you personally feel about the entire black community as one ecosystem in terms of, are we all the same really, or no, we all have different experiences, background, but we all may or may not, assuming how you answer this next question, have some similar experiences living here in America. You came here at 10. Do you still have a lot of ties to Liberia?
I got a lot of ties to Liberia. My mom still lived up back there.
Ah,
Okay. So you often go back and visit and think you still go back and visit the
Well,
motherland?
I won't say often now. I won't say often.
But I guess at a 10-year age coming here, so when you started school then, right? What grade was that about? I'm sorry, it's been a long time.
When I started school, I started here in the fourth grade. Fourth grade.
fourth grade. That's
So
right.
do you feel like you're fully like American, or do you feel like you still hold on to some of the cultural things that you still have from Liberia?
I feel because I associated myself because I started in the fourth grade, so that gave me the opportunity to associate myself with Americans and stay intact with my African background. So
Right.
I can switch up the lingo however it goes. Let's see, I'm talking right now.
Yeah.
Y'all can hear me clearly, but if I start talking to another African, you ain't gonna hear none.
So what's the language?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
It's
Yeah.
Give us an example.
it's called colloquial. Right? So
Right.
if a fellow Liberian man, I be like,
Yes.
man, how you doing? Man, how you doing? What are you doing over there? So what are you doing there? So I'm saying, you didn't really understand what I said, or did y'all?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
So it's like English, but
Right.
broken up a little bit.
Have you ever heard
Are you well versed? I'm sorry. Are you well versed in the history of Liberia?
I came when I was 10, remember?
Right.
I didn't really get into it like that, but I know a little bit.
Because from my understanding, the history of Liberia is the nation was started from immigrants who came to Liberia and started a nation, and I believe some was American, wasn't it?
Honestly, it's the Americans who went to Liberia
That's right.
to give us our independence.
That's right.
That's why when you see the Liberian flag,
That's right.
it's the same as the American flag.
That's right. So there's a huge direct cultural tie, and we're not talking about back in slavery or anything, but we're talking about a direct cultural tie between Liberia and African American.
Right.
Yeah.
What about, have you ever heard, this has been going on for a long time, and I know you were young when you left there, so you have a lot more experience living here as growing up as a young man. But do you feel that there are significant differences in the black culture from your background? Like, obviously, me and you come from different backgrounds. We all do in some ways. But have you ever heard, I've heard negative things like Africans, true native Africans, not people who migrated through slavery to Africa, there is like tension or not respecting each other because we didn't grow up in Africa. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So we're like the lost tribes, basically. What's your thought on that? Have you ever heard stuff like that before? And what's your
Well,
overall thought about that?
to me, I feel like we are all one people. African, Black American, we all the same. You're black, I'm black. It's just different culture. But
Right.
the older people in the African community, when I first got here, they really didn't look at the black race. They looked at it in a bad way. Yes. So African parents wouldn't want their kids to grow up having long hair, because if you having long hair, you're against them. If you're sagging your pants, you're against them. So they didn't raise us to be Black American or to be American. So they look at the race differently. But to me, I see it as we are all the same.
Right.
Okay.
That's interesting. Have you found in time and over time that ideology hasn't changed, or it's still the same generational?
Nah, as kids come here, depending on how young you come here, you're gonna adapt to the system.
Right.
Like I adapted. So it's a generational, because the older you are, you're stuck in your ways. So it's gonna be hard to change. But
Gotcha.
if you come as a young man, young woman, you're bound to change, because America's gonna change you, period.
Of course. One way or another.
You're gonna change.
That's right.
So yeah, you now this was interesting about your family dynamics, and I appreciate you. Yeah, you said to us that you have 5 brothers and 8 sisters,
Oh yeah, oh
and
yeah,
That's
you
a
all
big
have
family.
different
oh
mothers.
yeah, oh yeah.
Big family.
You all have different mothers, so one dad.
Yeah, one dad, one dad.
So explain that.
My dad was a pimp.
Yeah, so can you
Rolling
kind of
Stone.
talk about that a little bit? Like, how did that affect your perspective in terms of relationships? You have so many siblings. Assuming you probably some of you're closer with, some you're not, things like that.
They're cracking up in here, boy. So, see, back home, the men and the females, they really didn't really care like that. So the men, as long as the men is taking care of the home and is taking care of his family, everybody got along just fine. So it was okay for the man to go and spread his wings. You feel me?
Right.
So the females didn't really, our mothers didn't really care. Maybe they did a little bit, because my mom did tell me I was supposed to be born before my brothers. So my dad cheated on my mom. Low key, I ain't gonna lie.
What type of relationships did you have with your sibling? Was it a family nucleus, or was it like visiting or seeing them every once in a while?
Oh, that's the thing. African family, they love for their kids to grow up together.
Oh, that's beautiful.
My dad made sure everybody was in the same circle.
Oh,
So
that's beautiful.
we all know each other. We all grew up together.
So that's a big family, boy. Big
Yeah,
sibling.
yeah. Like
Whoa.
my mom's side, I got five sisters. On my
Wow.
dad's side, I got one sister.
Wow.
So how
That's a
did you
tribe.
guys-
That's a tribe unto itself.
Yeah, you bring that together, you got a big old family.
Yep.
How do you decide? Okay, did they all migrate? All the brothers and sisters migrate to the U.S. or some stay back? Or
So my dad, in order, when you come to America, in order for you to send for your kids, you have to be married to. You gotta be first. It has to be biological, like blood. It has to be blood, and then you gotta be married to one wife. So he chose a wife, and then he sent for all his kids.
wow,
Oh, wow.
That's what he did.
Wow. So all your siblings
One
came
wife,
to the
only
U.S.?
one wife came. Only one wife.
Right. All your siblings came with you?
Yeah.
Wow.
From my dad's side though.
Right.
From my dad's side.
wow.
So did you go to school with all your siblings too?
Oh yeah, me and my brother went. So I started in the 4th grade. My brother started in the 5th grade. So pretty
Right.
much, yeah, we all went in the same school system.
Wow. You had a crew.
Oh, yeah. They weren't messing with us.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, You didn't have
Exactly.
to worry about any fights. You had a whole gang.
That's right. Funny thing is, in our pre-interview, people don't know that we did a little pre-interview for our guest. He indicated he'd never been in a fight.
Hey,
I don't know
Rizzo,
how
hey,
I don't know how
hey,
that could be.
hey,
Yeah, I don't know.
But if you're as big as you is now, then I understand.
Yeah, I've never been in a fight, but back in the day, they probably were picking on me a little bit more. But now, anybody gonna pick on me now?
Of course.
Come on
Course.
now.
All
That's
right, you
interesting.
guys. I gotta still let you know. Keep sharing out the live.
Appreciate y'all.
Keep connecting with people.
Miss
And
Mia.
ask us some questions in the chat too. We want this to be interactive. So if there's something that comes up, we got questions to ask this brother. But if there's things that you guys want to ask him, please go out and throw it out there. And we see if he'd be willing to answer the question. I'm talking to people in my life specifically. Okay. And I think Mr. Wilder will want the same.
You're learning something?
So let's get back into where Des was kind of leading to the career choice. So you hinted that barbering. It sounds like you started to enjoy barbering because you took it up as a skill, and you actually are promoting it on your TikTok. Is this something that you're looking to continue as a profession along with what you do with the robotics as well too? Because maybe it's just part of your hustle to have multiple things going.
I see, coming up as a young African man, looking up to our dads. Oh, they always had multiple jobs. They were always moving.
Right.
We were taught to have multiple sources of income. That's the only way to go. Just keep working. But my main focus right now is to be a barber. But at the same time, I'm still working at the robot operator. But my main focus is to be a barber and a personal trainer.
Okay.
So, in your barber career, are you looking to have your own shop, or do you have your own shop now?
Nah, I actually work in a shop out
Right.
here in Indy.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm
are you looking to have your own shop?
to open my own studio one day.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be smart because people always got to get their hair cut. I don't care
course.
what's going on.
Yeah. I know the way the economy is right now, the people cutting their own hair.
What?
Yep. So tell us a little bit about the other job. And the only reason why I'm curious about that is because, again, I've never heard of it. And maybe there might be somebody else on the platform that might want to tell their son or daughter about what you do.
The robot operator?
Yes.
The robot operator is pretty much, the machine pretty much does all the job, all the work for me. I just monitor it, make sure when it do crash, I fix it. I do it manually or use the remote.
Wow.
I'm not ready I don't really do the tech part of it, but I do the manual movement, like with the remote.
Is it? What
Move
are
it
they
around
making?
and stuff and correct the mistakes if I had to.
What are you making actually? What are they actually creating?
They're making door parts. These big companies that got the long, big old doors. So they're making door handles.
Ah,
And
nice.
all that stuff.
Nice.
Okay.
Does the machine self-correct itself, as you just mentioned? Does the machine try to fix itself, or if there's a problem, you have to actually fix that problem?
Yeah, if it crashed into the belt or if it crashed into each other, I got to manually go in there and
Oh, wow.
with the remote control.
Gotcha.
So how did you actually get into that? Because that still sounds like something that you gotta have some serious experience.
That's not really something that I wanted to do. I let my brother kind of pull me into it.
Ah.
When I first got the job, they said, have you ever worked with a robot before? Have you ever run a robot before? I said, yeah. I thought they were talking about like driving one of these forklifts. Because I've driven a lot of forklifts and stuff, but when I got there, it was actually working with a robot, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I just got put into it.
Okay. Hey, if you guys are just joining live, thank you for joining. Make sure you hit those heart me's. We are here on the RMan podcast interviewing CK3, a young, inspiring brother. So welcome to join. Thank you for popping in.
Quick question. We often debate over, and we've been talking about artificial intelligence a lot lately because obviously that's the way things are going. That's the way the trend of business is going. But we've been talking about it, and we've been discussing the fact that there's a difference between artificial intelligence and automation. Would you consider what you're doing a part of artificial intelligence, or is it automation?
Automation.
Automation. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you also have a computer background too prior to that, right?
Yeah. I still
Okay.
haven't tapped into that yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna tap into that more once I start doing barbering full time, then I can really tap into that. But right now I don't really got the time, you know.
And what is your ultimate goal career wise?
I wanna honestly just be a professional barber and a
Okay.
fitness trainer.
Okay.
Something that I can control my own schedule.
Right.
I'm going to
Right.
tell you this. If you're going to do that, then that's great. But make sure you go further, like you said, and say, own your own barbershop. That
Exactly,
is
exactly,
definitely possible. You
exactly.
can own 2 or 3 barbershops just like that. You know what I'm saying? All you need is start with one.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I got my own LLC right now.
Oh,
Great.
nice.
That's
Well,
great. Yeah, because you already have it ingrained in you. It sounds like your father inspired you a lot, which we'll talk a little bit about that. But it's already ingrained in your DNA to have
Yeah.
multiple income streams, which is great. At my age, when I was your age, actually, I don't know how old you are. You look like you may be 25 or something. I don't know. How old are you?
I'm 31. I'm about to be 32
Okay.
years old.
See, that's working out makes you even look 10 years younger. I guess there's some truth to
That's
that.
that's the, that's the goal, man. I want to be I want to look as young as possible.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly. And we're going to get off into that too with the working out and everything. It's got to pick your brain on that. But I was trying to say that it's smart to do what you're doing because you got still a lot of traction ahead of you. And if you can own some things, then later on you can have to work less and experience more life and travel and do things. You know what I'm saying? That should be your goal.
Yeah, you know, everybody trying to take flights.
Yep, exactly.
Whatever you want.
Let me see. Let's go. So let's talk a little about your because your family dynamic is pretty interesting, and you talked a lot about your dad and your brothers being your huge influence. Like, what influences do you feel your family has put on you as the man you are today?
My brother being my brother, my dad. I start with my dad. My dad being the man that he is, having to take care of all these kids. We grew up watching him just keep going, and keep working, constantly moving. He was constantly on the go. Like he was. I don't think there was a time where he was really home to stay home. Probably just holidays and stuff. He was always on the go. So that he instilled that he always told us that you gotta hustle, you gotta grind. If you work on yourself, everything else gonna come together. And once you get yourself to the place you wanna be, the rest will fall in.
Everything will follow.
Yeah. So he instilled that into us, and his mindset and mentality and grind. That's what I picked up. So to just keep always moving, always never settle. You know what I mean? Just keep moving.
Yes.
And then my brother, him being the oldest, because we lost one of our oldest brothers, R.I.P. to him. But now that my brother is the oldest, he's pretty much in the military. He's in the National Guard, and he also, man, he's a workaholic. I also look up to him because he always going. He always telling me, Chris, you gotta keep working. You gotta keep working. You gotta do something. You gotta always do something. What are you doing next? What's your future like? So him being that type of older brother that I can look up to, because I know he ain't never gonna let me fall short of anything. So that's why I look up to both, and my cousin too. And they're all doing so good in their life, and that inspired me to want to do good in my life. You feel me? Because I don't want to be the middle brother who doesn't do anything. So I gotta keep moving so I can catch up to them.
Yeah.
They already far. They already too far.
In the middle of all those siblings in terms of age.
Yep. I'm in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
No, I hear you. I only have one sister, and I didn't have to compete with her or anything. I'm assuming it wasn't competitive, or was it?
Not competitive in a big family? What?
It was competitive. It's competitive, especially when it comes to sports.
Of course.
Yeah. Me and my brother got in a little tussle before, but
Of course.
about that.
Okay, thank
Oh,
you.
man, you didn't say that. You said you never been in a fight. You didn't.
That's the only fight I've
You
been
didn't mention
into.
your siblings.
Okay.
Oh, that's good one.
Any questions in the chat? You guys go ahead and share some comments.
I do. I have a question on my end. So a question from I Am Inspired is what advice would you have for your future self?
My
Future self.
huh? Hey, take it easy. Always keep your mind on the prize
Yes,
and don't ever settle.
that's right.
Always try to elevate.
Great point. You just hit a nail on the head with don't settle.
Yeah.
Too many times people settle and become complacent.
Yeah, complicit.
Something
I'm big on that. I don't want to be complicit.
That's right. And something you said in the past when you were speaking was very important, and always do something. In my training and development, I speak about that because people don't understand how crucial it is to always do something, always be doing something. Every once in a while in your life, you're going to find yourself not where you want to be. But even though you're not where you want to be, do something,
Do
because when you're
something.
doing something, it's going to lead you towards and contribute towards where you want to be. Do something.
Right. Yeah, and you can be very exploratory because there's a lot of things you can get into. Obviously, you don't want to be a jack of all trades and a master of none, but
That's it.
you're at a point in your life, yeah, this doesn't hurt. You want to, hey, I'm interested in that. Let me try that and see if I like that. There's no harm in that because the more diverse you are, the more broader of experience you can bring to the table, especially later on in your life. You don't know where it's going to come handy. There's a lot of
Barbering thing, like the barbering thing. If I hadn't picked up them clippers,
exactly.
I wouldn't have fall back to barbering when everything went sideways.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of that too, you were talking about the evolution of barbering, and it's so funny you mentioned the fact that people are getting more into these creative additions to barbering, and I've been seeing a lot of posts on it, like people stilting on people's heads and things. Like, what's up with that? Is that something that you see people in the place you work starting to embrace?
You're talking about the little black fiber stuff.
Yeah,
Hey,
It's more than that.
if man, somebody came up with the idea females are not the only one that need wigs.
Right, exactly.
There's
Exactly.
bald guys out here who wish they still high hair.
are you incorporating that? Is that something you
Oh,
plan?
that's something that I want to do. So when I get into I can do it now, but right now I haven't found nobody. But Mr. D'Angelo, I can do it. I can definitely do that on you though. You know what I'm saying?
So you can do that with me?
Yeah, I can do a hair transplant on you.
I mean,
I
hold
put
on,
a whole
hold,
wig on you.
hold up.
I
Are
gotta
you
sit that
trying to
bond
say
spot.
that you noticed that I need to get some stuff done on my head? See,
I mean, hey,
that's your problem right there. You young ones need to learn how to respect your elders. Because I didn't ask for that help. I guess you're assuming I need that help.
just an inside joke. Inside joke.
Okay.
He
All right.
just offering some professional advice.
Yeah, there's something going with that because earlier today I came on his thing and he was like, "Oh yeah, Mr. D'Angelo's on. Yeah, he could be my daddy." You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, he didn't say that.
yeah, didn't you say that?
Oh yeah, I was like, I don't know if I should call him my brother or can I call him my dad.
No, you can call me your brother, okay? You can call me your brother. All right. Anyway, ask this brother the next question, man. So I can calm down for a minute.
Appreciate you coming in here, Pastor Dorothy. I see you.
So I'm assuming that your family and your dad was a big inspiration to you. Are there any other inspirations that you have outside of your family?
Outside of my family, besides sports wise,
Yeah.
nah, there's nobody else. My
Well-
family is my inspiration.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you are inspiration
To my family?
to the members of your family as well?
Yeah, for sure. My little brother, the one second, I want to say the youngest.
Right.
Well, coming up, he would always want to do everything I do. So I want to be an engineer. He want to be an engineer.
Gotcha.
I want to play soccer. He want to play soccer. Now he wants to be a barber. He's just not.
I understand.
Started
I
cutting
understand
hair
that.
out of school.
Yeah,
So
I understand that.
That's why I always say somebody always looking at you.
Of course.
So you gotta make sure you're doing stuff the right way.
Absolutely.
I love that you say that too because, oh, by the way, just not to forget, there's two questions in my chat. First one from Rodney Greaves. What's up, Rodney? Rodney wants to ask you,
Thank you for the love. Appreciate it.
he wants to ask you, besides cutting, what other services do you offer or thinking of offering? I know we just talked about the one you said you might do. Go ahead.
We can. You got the hair thing. That's pretty. I do facials. People do facials. So barbers can do facials too as well. So you don't got to go to a facial, to a massage place to get a facial. As a man, you come and get your hair cut, you can get a facial from the barber.
Why
Is
don't you
that
consider doing nails too? What's wrong with
Nails.
that?
Oh,
you insulted him now?
I gotta get I'm gonna come down to you and I'm gonna get my feet done.
whoa. We do have a guy in the shop that do nails now, though.
Oh,
Ain't
okay.
nothing wrong with men doing nails.
You got to do everything. But when you talk about when you talk about face shoes, you talking about face shoes doing it naturally or face shoes with chemicals and stuff like that?
facials meaning with like the cleanser,
Oh,
exfoliate, all that stuff.
Oh, nice.
there's
Yeah.
another question is, how do you stay up on barber trends when location determines everything as far as style?
Pretty much these days, the kids knows what the trend. They come in, they set the trend. But how do I keep up with it? I just watch a lot of barber video. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's it. Somebody, she said the black spray. Yeah, there's a black spray too. Y'all know about the black spray. People that down about the hairline. The hairline, when the hairline gets so crispy. The only thing I would say about the black spray, if you say you have a wedding that day and you want to look sharp, that's the only thing. When you get it done, but don't go take a shower though. But now they be real.
Don't take a shower or get caught in the rain.
Exactly. Get shower first. Get that black spray on there, because that stuff will leak down. I'm sorry for your wife, because that first day you might get a black spray on dress.
What brands do you recommend for brothers that want to use this type of stuff then?
I'm not. There's a lot of them out there, but you just gotta research it. There's a lot. I don't use it personally. I don't use it.
I mean,
But you see it. I don't need it.
Of course, but there'll come a day. There'll come a day, my friend.
That's why I'm keeping my hair now. But I am looking to possibly join the Air Force here soon, though.
Oh,
wow,
really?
Yeah. So I might have to cut my hair. I'm still debating if I should do it or not.
Okay.
It's a huge market. It's a growing market, especially for the men's grooming. Now, if you look some years ago, say a decade ago, you may find one or two products. Now there's like whole men's sections in the stores with so many products and so many companies. So it's a growing category.
Right.
Yeah. You guys, if you're just joining, thank you for joining.
You guys for coming in. T, I see you down there.
This is the Renaissance Man podcast, and we are interviewing a young brother by the name of CK3 on TikTok. Come on in, join in. Make sure you hit the heart, connect with us. All right. So we talked about your professions. We got a good idea of where you at with that. Let's talk a little bit more about challenges now. You mentioned that challenges you face while adjusting to your role as a robot operator, or even in your personal life. Are there any challenges that you felt that has really made you more resilient in your life that you had to face, whether it be professionally or personally?
Challenges? I've had multiple challenges. I've had multiple setback. Like me getting a DUI, that was a setback for me. So I had a chance to go to the Air Force earlier in my life, but I got a DUI at the end. So I had to take a step back and reevaluate myself and see my surroundings and tighten my circle a little bit. So I cut back on doing all that extra stuff. And then with my fitness goals, the challenges about that, the only challenge I had was me being a small person. I'm small and I play soccer, and I don't like being bullied. People bully you a lot in sports, and me being a little guy, that was really challenging for me every time I played soccer. So I had to do something about it. So I started working out a lot. I started going to the gym every day, and that's how I became how I am now. So as I built on that, my habits, my consistency got better and better.
When you started working out in the gym and you started on that journey, I'm sure you had to build your own passion to keep and be consistent with that. How long did it take you to see results that you wanted to see?
Everybody wants to see results. That's the first question everybody asks. How is it going to be?
Well, the funny thing about it is because a lot of people have unrealistic expectations. That's why when I mentioned passion, you have to be passionate about it and not looking for results. Because if you do, as most people do, they quit too soon. They don't stick with it.
If
They don't see the
if
result.
they don't see the result, they quit.
Correct.
But you gotta look at the long term, the journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Not a sprint. That's right.
You gotta take it one day at a time. So I gotta be consistent with it. If I want to get to where I want right now, I don't even think I'm where I want to be. I want to be at a solid weight of 170, but
Oh boy.
I want to keep. In order for me to do that, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep being consistent. It's not all about working out. It's about
Right.
It's about the diet
Right.
too.
That's right.
You gotta be right with your body.
That's right.
So what you put in your body is what's gonna come out.
That's right. That's right.
It's going to take about 3 months to start seeing results. But if you start implementing some supplement, your result might come a little quicker. But
And when you saying that, you saying results based on working out every day.
it don't even gotta be every day. You can do 3 days a week.
Oh,
Monday,
okay.
Wednesday, Friday.
Right.
Just be consistent with them days though. You
Okay.
can't go Monday and then stop and then you go on Friday. You gotta be consistent.
So, look, I'm just gonna be asking you seriously. So
Yep.
when did you start working out?
Good question. Good question. I started working out. I want to say eighth grade or 7th grade.
8th grade. So, can you say from 8th grade till now, you've been consistent all the time, or
I won't say that because out of school you got sports.
I get that, but I'm saying like how what is the time frame you say of consistency you've had? Like
I started being real consistent after I got out of high school.
okay. The
So
reason
around-
I ask that is because I've had bouts of consistency and then I could never just stick like going in the gym. I don't care. Matter of fact, the most I've been in the gym consistently now since maybe when I was 40, even though people say I look 20, I keep saying that. But anyway.
Yeah, you know 20, 20.
I hurt my back a long time ago when I was consistent, much younger, and then I stopped. But then I just got back maybe 5 months ago. I was going to the gym all over. The winter's almost over now, and I was going to the gym. And what sparked me to do that was playing pickleball because it's very physical, at least the stamina side of it, and you're moving around a lot. So my question to you is, sometimes it just feels like it's not in the DNA for me to just be consistently in the gym. What would you say to somebody like me? Is it just fair to say, okay, I found a sport that still allows me to be athletic in a way, keeps my heart beating, keeps me moving my muscles? Can't that just be enough? And I'm doing that consistently, by the way. I'm doing it like 3 times, 4 times a week.
Playing sport is a major key to your. If that's the way you want to be fit, that's your way. You don't gotta be in the gym to say you're fit. You feel me? Some people that the gym is the way to go. Some people just want to look good and have muscle and be built. All these anime cartoons we be watching, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
That inspires some people to start working out. But they see all them cartoons with muscles and stuff. Everybody wants to be that Goku. Everybody want to be that Naruto. I want to be that guy too. Just saying. I love anime.
We'll talk about that in a minute too. I think you hit it on the nail. It's great that you have these habits, and as long as you keep them up as you get older, this is going to be a great thing for you. I've seen people in their 80s that have crazy bodies. You know what I'm saying? Because they stuck with working out.
You gotta be consistent with it.
Yeah, but I think as you get older, the more active you need to be. You know what I'm saying, with your body. So that's what I'm just trying to do. But it's nice to hear that you're saying I don't have to be in the gym.
No,
but
you
if
don't
I
gotta.
want to build muscle,
Yes,
that's
then
where
you
I
got
want to be in the gym.
you
Right?
gotta get in there.
Okay.
And you don't gotta get in there and try to be like everybody else. You're there for your reason. That's why I try to tell people. They wanna lose weight, they wanna put on some muscle, but they're scared to get to the gym. They're scared about everybody looking at them. They're scared of what people are gonna say.
Right.
You're in the gym for your own goal. You go in there, you put on your headphones, get what you gotta do what you gotta do, and get to stepping.
Yep. Yeah, it can be a little intimidating for people going in
Yeah,
there.
it can.
Been there in a while. You seeing people in there that, and you're like, oh,
They're lifting 500 pounds. You got 5 plates on one side, 5 plates on the other side.
yeah. I see what you be doing too. You're like doing some crazy
I
stuff.
found that it depends on what gym you go to. There's some gyms that is known for builders, and some gyms that are known for the aerobics and the cardiovascular. So I think you have to choose the right gym that works for you.
Yeah, because they what's it called? In the steady people that I can't get the name right now, but they got different gyms. You're right, they do got different gyms. They got
Right.
bodybuilders gyms. They got
Right.
gyms for everybody. They got like Planet Fitness. That's for
That's
everybody. That's a natural, normal gym for everybody. It's
Right.
not a bodybuilder gym. But
That's right.
if you go to a bodybuilder gym, you're gonna be intimidated because them guys in there are very huge.
Of course.
They're all on steroids too, by the way.
Something.
A lot of your videos is you powerlifting different things, and I see you doing like the cross training or whatever you call it. So is your
CrossFit. That's why I look for CrossFit people.
okay? Is your stamina good? Because I see you lifting all them weights. Sometimes you just see guys and women just focusing on weightlifting. So I'm asking
you forgetting I'm a soccer player too. I'm a soccer player.
Oh, okay, all right. So you got good stamina.
So I got stamina.
Okay. I don't think
Speaking of, you just said, did you just say CrossFit?
Yeah, CrossFit.
Do you do that competition? That CrossFit competition?
I've never really got into no competition, honestly.
Oh, okay.
I've never been in no competition.
Do you think you can do that?
If CrossFit,
Yeah.
I probably can if I put my mind to it.
Right.
Anybody can do anything.
But I'm sure you can. But I've watched some of those competitions, man. It's crazy.
I've been asked to though, but
Right.
all them competition comes with a side effect too though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You gotta take certain things to look a certain way.
I'm
be on a
sure.
certain weight.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Come on.
Right.
Yeah. So you're talking a little about, you hinted on anime and what I know my daughter.
A lot of people in here that like anime.
So what's up with your love of anime, and you still watching that right now?
Oh yeah, I watch anime right now. I've been watching it since I was in the 5th grade, I think. Yeah, since I was little.
Video games too.
I still play games. Hey,
Okay.
I do everything right now. I'm still a kid. I'm a man, but I'm a kid at the same time. You feel me?
I just stopped playing video games just because I've been so busy trying to hustle and get
That too. I don't play as often, but I got my PS5 though. When I'm ready, I turn it on. I keep it going. You feel me?
It used to be my stress reliever, but
Yep. That's what people
so
do.
the anime thing, like, how is it influencing your creativity or your perspective? What do you feel that you're getting out of it still watching it right now?
Entertainment.
Entertainment.
Which one's your favorite ones?
I like Dragon Ball Z. I like Naruto. Naruto's my favorite one. There's a lot of them out here, man. You just got. But since I watched Naruto, because when you watch a certain anime, you tend to compare them. You don't like every single anime. My favorite ones are Dragon Ball Z and Naruto, because I can relate to the storyline.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Got you.
So those who just popping in, go ahead and hit that heart me, share it live. If you have questions, please go ahead and ask this brother some questions. He seems to be very open to answer anything. It looks so far to be. All right.
I'll try.
So, get a little serious now here, if we don't mind, and bringing in where we are right now with this, where we are in terms of the country and stuff, and wanted to get your young mind's perspective on things. Because me and my brother here, we often talk about things. You've been on our platform, we be talking about stuff. So one of the things I wanted to get you on this platform for, just to get a entirely different perspective that you can offer because of your background. Also, we're not all the same. We see things differently, and that's totally fine. So my first question I wanted to ask you, how are you staying grounded with seeing some of the divide that's happening right now in this country? And I'm sure, do you agree that there's a divide, first of all, in this country?
For sure.
Okay, all right, there. So we check that off. We all agree to that. Now, deciding, I don't care what side you're on of the divide, because I don't know, but in any case,
I'm neutral.
how are you, okay, you're neutral, fine with that. How are you operating in this time? Are you optimistic about the future? Are you concerned?
I'm concerned a little bit about raising a kid in this country. I don't got no kids right now, but the future do look scary a little bit, the way things are going right now. But I am a little skeptical.
But when you say a concern about raising the kids in this country, are you suggesting that there's a more suitable country?
This guy.
No, I'm just asking.
Nah. I just mean like in the economy right now.
Got you.
Let me say it like that. Not the country.
I got you.
I have a question in the chat. And it's not,
Mm,
it's a question. I don't know if Rodney, are you asking neutral with a question mark? So I guess he's saying neutral. Are you saying he has to be on a side? I'm not sure. If you could elaborate more, and then I'll ask him.
I
Well,
think
I,
your
I
question
think
is,
the question is what do you mean by neutral?
Do I need to
being,
rephrase the question so you can?
you gotta ask that question a different way. When I say I'm neutral, like we
Okay.
side, I don't have a side. What you mean?
So I guess what I'm saying is we both agreed, we all agree that there's a divide in the country.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
what you're talking
and
about.
I guess I'm talking politically. I'm talking about ideology of how this country should be going in the next 4 or 5, 10 years. About pretty much almost every single aspect right now. Socially, there's a divide. Whether it's
Socially, politically,
yeah,
religious,
so
economically,
I try,
socio-economic. You can go down the whole
I
list
try my
of a
best.
divide.
Try my best not to be in politics because I don't watch the news like that.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
I do pay attention when there's important stuff like the presidency. Even
Right.
though I'm a citizen yet, but
hmm
that plays a big role in becoming a citizen. Like
Gotcha.
you said,
That's right.
well, I don't know if you'll know, but when I did apply to become a citizen, I got they didn't accept me. Even though I passed all my tests, they still didn't accept me because they said my moral character wasn't in good standing. Which
Mm.
my moral character, that could be anything.
They was basing that on what?
On my traffic violations,
Oh,
because that's the only thing I could think of.
gotcha.
I've never been to jail before.
Gotcha.
I've never, I don't have no felony, so I didn't understand. So I don't know what they mean by my moral character.
So what's the next step? How do you combat that?
What do I come back? I do try to be good and not do no traffic violations.
But you can reapply at
Oh
some
yeah,
point.
yeah, you can reapply, but you gotta pay that moolah though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So what's your
oh.
status then, if I may ask? Is it okay?
I got a permanent resident card, a green card.
Oh, so that isn't that, if I understand, that's pretty much one of the highest. That's higher than a green card. So you pretty much
The green card is the one you want to get if you don't have a citizenship.
exactly. So with the climate the way it is, does that kind of are you concerned about that?
Oh yeah, I'm concerned, Mr. Trump picking people up left and right. So
So
if I do any violation right now, they can still take me away because I'm not a
so
citizen.
Right.
you're allowed to vote, right?
No, you can't vote with a green card.
Okay. So there's a question in the chat. And again, if you're comfortable answering it, it's up to you because sometimes people's political views are their own, and I totally
Yeah, we can get crazy with politics.
yeah, but there's people in the chat asking, so where do you stand with the political issues? Do you consider yourself more Democratic? Do you see yourself Republican? Do you consider yourself liberal? Do you consider yourself neither?
Nah,
It's
I want to say that's why I said I'm neutral.
neutral. Okay.
I'm right down the middle, but I choose whichever one is correct. If you're correct, I'm on your side. If you're for, depending what you're talking about, you feel me? I'm not gonna say I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. I'm African.
I hear you.
That's funny.
Yeah, and I understand that because to be honest with you, there's things on both sides I can say that I would support, but it's everything's so toxic right now. Like we were talking on a prior episode, I wish that there was other parties that were involved that we could choose from instead of just choosing from the two. But you said you didn't even you couldn't even vote in
Nah.
you haven't been able to vote, so you haven't been able to have a say in either way anyway. So I can see why you even take more of a stance of just being neutral because
Exactly.
you can
So
vote.
what I said doesn't really matter anyways.
But that being the case, that means you will still consider a citizen of Liberia, right?
Oh yeah, I'm still sitting on like
Therefore, you can vote in Liberia.
yeah.
Do you participate?
Nah, not from over here. You gotta go there to vote.
Oh, I see.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. Yeah, so I can see what you're saying about the climate and how that can be very concerning because you got to pretty much walk a clean path because you don't know how that could affect your status and stuff.
Especially now, yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Especially
Interesting.
now.
Yeah. So, in terms of, I know you're neutral, and I heard you talk about things on your platform here and there. What would be like from a young man's perspective, other than what you just told me about the citizenship, which is probably your number one thing.
Right.
What other thing that you're more concerned about as well in terms of the future? You talk about kids, you talk about the status you have. What about, is there anything else?
What am I concerned about with the future?
Yeah, and just terms of the climate of where we are right now with,
Well, I would like to say transportation.
why is that?
How transportation, we got all these smart cars coming out, and yeah, Musk is doing his big one.
Ah.
So I don't know where transportation gonna be in the next 5 years. We never know.
Well,
But
haven't you seen the flying cars?
that's what I was just about to say. We got flying cars now. It's just not in the market yet for everybody to buy some.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of change happening right now. This is
Mhm.
one of those periods where we talked about this too, when the computer first came and we
Yeah.
started getting rid of all the typewriters, and then we went to faster, we went from cable to Ethernet, internet. This is that time because artificial intelligence, smart vehicles, we're seeing all this stuff happening right now. So it's pretty exciting, but are you one to embrace the change, or are you one to,
Oh,
no,
no,
let me sit back and wait?
I embrace change. When change comes, you just gotta adapt. You just gotta adapt to it. But change is bound to happen, right? It's life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Change is inevitable.
Huh?
Change is inevitable. So
Yes,
you're
yes,
absolutely right.
yes. Change is inevitable. Yep.
That's right.
Have you been embracing artificial intelligence?
To an extent, because with artificial intelligence, that means we might be losing jobs here soon.
We're gonna lose jobs, but no
That's a
fact
given.
about that. We're good
That's a
because,
given.
like I tell everybody, right? You're either helping helping the country progress with this artificial intelligence, or you're gonna be on the on the outside of it. Because the fact is, everyone's getting into it because it's increasing the ability for operational effectiveness. Now, you as a barber, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Hey, I'm trying to tell
Well,
you.
that's a funny thing about it. That's a funny thing.
They got a robot that's cutting hair. You didn't see Elon Musk?
That's what I. Yeah, exactly.
Come on,
In my
bro.
chat, someone said that.
Elon Musk got a robot that cuts hair.
It
A
may be
robot?
robotics in the
Yeah.
barbering industry.
I ain't letting no robot cut my hair. I'm sorry. I
Say
am
that
not
now.
letting no robot cut my
Say that
hair.
now, but when they
No.
fix up those lines, boy.
No, that is not happening. I am not. There's
Oh
some
my
things
God.
that I will not let happen. That, yo, Black Heart becoming level 12 in my live. Thank you, brother. Coming number 12. I got to give you a nice sticker for that, brother. Thank you for all your support. You just hit number 12 in my live.
Favor. Thank you guys for liking the live.
Yeah.
Join the team.
So
Number
let me
one
ask
Sunday.
you, so let me ask you this, right? So we're talking artificial intelligence, and we're joking around a little bit, right? We're joking around about it, but you are right that it's gonna impact jobs, right? I don't know if you're seeing how it's getting into the job with your more technical job you have right now, but I know I see it all through my company, right? And you said you embrace technology, so what are you not embracing it now in anything you're doing at this current time, even with your TikTok journey?
I'm embracing it,
Okay.
but I'm just taking it as it comes, and trying to learn it, everything that's coming up to the best of my ability.
Cool. Cool. All right.
How do you feel about utilizing TikTok, the platform, to expand your message and your audience and
love it.
socialize?
I love it. I wasn't really the one who really get on platform and talk. I always do like a message on a storyline, do like
Right.
a little motivational speech. Not for me, but I'm big on motivational. So when I got into this little TikTok community, I really started embracing it because it gave me a chance to encourage people face that they can see me. I can talk to them, and I can go to their live and see what they see and see how they're doing. I just like how TikTok brings everybody together. You know what I mean?
When did you
I
get
love
on
it.
TikTok? When did you start getting on TikTok?
I can't really tell you. I know I became serious about February though.
Oh,
That's when I started being
same
serious.
time as us.
Yeah, February.
Interesting. Okay. Wow. Yeah, we started about the same as well. So, are you on any other platforms like YouTube or anything like that, or
From Liberia. You said what?
are you on any other platforms like
You
YouTube?
see,
Or...
I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on all three of them, but since I started doing TikTok, I showed them very little time because I'm always on here. My TT family needs me. They need me.
You like the community of TikTok over and above the community of Instagram?
Oh,
Why is that?
I don't got no community on Instagram. I never went live on Instagram,
Oh, okay.
so I don't know nothing about the live thing. I just not. All this is new to me.
Right.
I'm getting better as we go. I'm getting comfortable. Now they start to see my true self. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So
Which one is that?
So you on this journey, is there, I know you're showing how you cut hair and stuff like that. Do you plan on actually doing any like TikToks with like you training people or working?
Yeah, that's what a lot of them been talking about. So for me to do subs,
Yeah,
for fitness, do like
that'd be a good idea.
personal training, like a virtual, doing like a meal plan or something, workout routine. Somebody need help, get on the sub live. We can do it virtually. I'm still thinking about it, but I just don't have time. I'm so busy. If you make sub, you gotta show up, man.
That's right. That's right. Once you start subbing, right, you gotta actually make sure you're there because people are paying to be there and they want to get that help.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking if you started doing that, like there's people, last time I took a training a month ago and I went in, I had one of my last trainings, I had 4 of them. And because I hurt my sciatic lumbar area, whatever, a long time ago. And I was doing some working out with machines and this guy was in there and he knew a lot because he told me, he was like, man, you shouldn't even be on the machine. You can work out by just using the floor. And he started showing me all these things on the floor I could do, right? So I was just saying to you, that's something you could do. Because there's a lot of people that maybe can't do the machines, and you could do that in your home. You could say, this is how you can work out at home, and if you have any like ailments anywhere, this is how you can safely do it. And
Well, that's a big thing. That's a big thing right now for people to work out, especially men and mature men. They're offering the aesthetics and the working out on the floor and the working out with a chair and things like that. You can do a lot of strength and conditioning that without lifting any heavy weights.
Right.
You don't need weights to work out, man. Your body weight is enough, but you're going to do so much with your body weight, though.
That's right.
You're used to that. You're not growing no more. You're not getting no more effect from it. So you got to do something else. You can definitely start there.
I know we didn't get it into your, I don't know how personal now you want to get into your social life. You got any kids?
No, I don't got no kids. I don't got no kids yet.
All right.
Thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the love.
You got an interest in your life?
Everybody want to know if I got kids.
I'm sure some of the ladies that come to your chat want to know if you got any interest in your life too.
Interest in my life?
Yeah.
Now, my interest in my life is my dog.
Oh, okay. Okay, he's single, ladies.
Mr. J. D'Angelo.
You can't put it out there like that.
Exactly. Trying to go
well, maybe he's not single.
There's a thing. They call it read the room.
Read it. Exactly. Read it, bro.
Hey, look. When we sent you the questionnaire, you didn't tell us, hey, we can't talk about this.
Hey, all right, it's an open floor.
Okay.
Tread lightly, though. Tread lightly.
That's a disclaimer.
Right, okay. I'm going to leave you alone. Hey, if you're just joining, go ahead and hit the heart me, hit the follow. Thank you.
Hey, appreciate you coming in the room, man.
So honestly, we got through some really good questions. Before we really start closing off, what I wanted to ask, and Des, if you have some other things you want to ask, where do you see yourself on this TikTok journey? Because we're new to this thing too. About February we started. If you were to see, we believe that there's dreams. You can have a dream of what you want to do in life, but it's about a process in between to get there, right? So where do you see yourself? Where would you like to see yourself generally?
I joke around saying that I want to have a room filled with people where I can just try to encourage people, because try to motivate people, put a smile on somebody's face. If I can do that once a day, help somebody out once a day, at least reach one person. I just want to encourage, uplift people, and motivate them. And tell them that they can do what they think they can do. You know what I mean? What you can achieve. Everybody needs to hear that positive message. Some people stay too much in their head and they can't get out.
That's right.
They keep running circles. So that any message that I gotta say, somebody might need to hear it.
Yep.
If I can have a room, people coming in to hear me talk, that's where I see myself on this platform.
Well, we're on the same journey, bro. That's why I was checking you out because the stuff you were saying in your chat. We live by three words, me and him, and what we're all about is support, educate, and inspire. Those are the
Yeah.
three words that we both live by, and that's the type of content we want to bring to the community. So that's why I gravitated to you, and there's some other people that we plan on having. Matter of fact, we have someone on Monday who's in the same he's in the same realm as well. So that's why we wanted you on the platform. And I want to thank you as well for coming on because I know it's a lot to share yourself personally with people. You're doing it anyway, but in the
Hey,
way
I'm cool
we're
with
going
it.
about it.
I'm kind of like these people on TikTok. I became really close with them now, even though we haven't seen eye to eye. But
Yeah.
if you know these people, but you don't know them in a sense, but it feels like you've been knowing them because y'all talk every day.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's quite a few platforms out there that you can come across with brothers just talking and sharing different things. So I think it's a really amazing thing to have this type of opportunity. Now, let me ask you this: since we're talking about TikTok and Des, Mr. Wilder, right? We are at a
Yes.
place right now, another time where we're looking at TikTok either staying or going. It's
I
this
think
month.
it's past, right? They said the fifth.
I'm hearing towards the end of the month is the deadline. I heard something like
All
that
right,
today.
so they're gonna extend the deadline then.
You think they're going to extend it?
Well, it was the fifth though, wasn't it? That's what I heard and I
Yeah,
read.
but I just heard they have to the end of the month, just today, and I heard that they're like even Amazon just put in the bid today for it. But they said that the bid was like nothing to take seriously. So I guess it was not even close to what they were looking for. So I'm just curious what's going to happen because everyone's still got a lot of other eggs in this TikTok basket, right? And so if this is something you want to continue, we all must be on multiple platforms if we really want to be engagers because it's going to be tough to lose a TikTok. So I'm gonna knock on wood. I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
As I mentioned before, I don't think it's going to happen. It's going to be obviously purchased or partner with another company, but they built something that is it's too many users,
Right.
too many users, too much engagement.
Rodney just said they were just
You
extended.
guys got any questions for me in my chat? Whatever question you guys got.
Yeah. Any questions you have for my brother in the chat? Go ahead.
You got any questions for me? Because y'all, if you came a little late, but we already talked about my background.
Yeah. Let me tell this for those who came late. We had a great interview with him. We're still finishing it up a little bit, so you can ask some questions. But if you missed some of the great interview, if you really want to know who this brother is and his background, very interesting background. We are also on YouTube. We're not streaming yet on YouTube, but that's coming. But right now, any of our podcasts, it's on YouTube as well to watch if you missed a portion of this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This is the time to ask some questions while you're here.
That's right. Speaking of diverse platforms,
You got any questions?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's very interesting. If Rodney just said who's in the chat 75 days, so that's great to hear. I'm glad that happened. Thank you for letting us know that. If we were to say, let's say another 2 years from now, because I know how many subscribers you have, and it seems like when I've been in your room, you do have a tribe of people who rock with you and they're supporting you, even though we're all new. It seems like you have a nice nest of people that really rock with you, right?
Yep.
What is your strategy you feel that how you're going to engage with those people even more? Because I know how you engage with me and you've made yourself someone that I remember. So I know you know how to engage.